Crooked River, Chapter 34. As I sat by the hearth the next morning, the question of whether to free Indian John spun around and around in my head. To defy my pa and ma and my settlement, and perhaps even the whole state of Ohio, seemed an act of madness. And what if I was caught? The punishment for setting a prisoner free was something I could not even bring myself to imagine. No one, not even Laura, would ever forgive me for doing such a thing. I was so lost to my thoughts, I didn't even hear the soft knock on our cabin door. Laura was the one who called my name and waved her arm impatiently. Her hands were dripping wet from washing Mercy's mop of hair. "Go on," she said. "Reb, go on and answer the door." Outside, I was struck speechless to see Peter Kelly and an Indian woman waiting in our dooryard. The Indian woman was nearly as tall as Peter Kelly, and she stood on one side of him, leaving a wide space between them. Clusters of small tin cones dangled from her ears, and strings of colored necklaces hung from her neck like webs. I stared at her as if she was a spirit come to life. "I have brought Ricebird, Amik's wife," Peter Kelly said in a voice that seemed close to tears. The woman's hands tightened on the white blanket she wore around her shoulders, but she did not look up. "Could we," Peter Kelly's voice wavered, "come in for a moment to pay a visit to Amik?" As they stepped into our house, Laura came forward, wiping her hands on her apron. "Rebecca and I are filled with sorrow and pity about what happened at the trial," she stammered. "Truly we are." Peter Kelly didn't answer Laura at first. He looked down at his feet as if he was thinking hard about something. "I never believed the trial would end as it did," he said finally. "In the depths of my soul, I didn't. I thought that they would be fair, even with an Indian man. But I have learned something this week, Miss Carver." He glanced at Laura. "I have learned that all of the lawyers and all of the courts and all of the judges in the world will never change the hearts of men." "Mine was changed," I said stubbornly. Laura added that hers was too. But Peter Kelly just shook his head and didn't answer a word. Turning to Ricebird, he gestured at the steps to the loft, and she moved softly toward the stairway. It seemed that she didn't so much walk as float, like a lonely autumn leaf blowing across the floor. That's what she looked like to me. Peter Kelly followed a few steps behind her. The hopeless way they appeared, the Indian woman by herself and Peter Kelly with the downcast shoulders, brought tears to my eyes. As Ricebird reached the loft, a dreadful sad wail began. Me and Laura had to leave the cabin. We carried Mercy all the way to the spring house and rolled a clay marble on a square of dirt back and forth to her. Even from that distance you could still hear the mournful wailing cries of Ricebird, and it was enough to break your own heart to listen to them. "My gentle Ricebird cries and weeps, my love. I do not wish you to go on the road of the spirits. I do not wish to paint your face, or point your feet to the west, or place your medicine bag beneath your head. I tell Ricebird, Amik will not die, not until his children are old and the line of his life is long and straight. You will see. The thunder beings will save him." Red Hair gives me a sorrowful look, as if I am a child who cannot understand. "No," he says, "in a few days' time, Amik, you will go to another place. You will go to the land of the hereafter, and we shall never see you on this earth again. I tell Ricebird that Red Hair be not like two women. Bring me tobacco for an offering, and build a nest for the thunder beings near the place where the Geechee Mukuman prepares to end my life. Go away from me now, I say. I have told you what you must do."